In a small dusty village, far from the noise of the city, lived a woman named Shabana. Life had been cruel to her. She lost her husband when her only son Hamza was just 2 years old. Since then, she carried the burden of both father and mother on her shoulders. She had no wealth, no family support, and no comfort, only a little child whose eyes sparkled with innocent dreams. Every morning before sunrise, Shabana wrapped her old shawl around her shoulders and stepped out for work. She washed clothes in other people's houses, worked in fields under the scorching sun, and sometimes carried heavy loads just to earn a few coins. Her hands grew rough, her back bent with fatigue, but whenever she returned home and saw Hamza smiling, her heart melted. Hamza was her world. From the day he began speaking, he would tell her, "Ammi, one day I will become a doctor. I will treat people so they don't have to suffer." And Shabana, despite her tears, would always reply with a hopeful smile, "Yes, my son. You will be a great doctor. I believe in you." But believing was not enough. School fees, books, and uniforms required money Shabana barely had. There were days when she ate nothing just so Hamza could have food and milk. Many times, she pretended she wasn't hungry so that her son wouldn't feel guilty. One winter night, when the cold wind pierced through the thin walls of their mud house, Hamza asked softly, "Ammi, why don't we ever buy new clothes like the other children?" Shabana hugged him tightly and whispered, "Because new clothes don't matter, beta. What matters is that you study well. One day you will give me the warmest gift, a bright future." Years passed, and Hamza grew into a hard-working student. His teachers praised him for his intelligence and dedication. But life tested them again when the school principal called Shabana and said, "Your son is very talented, but if you cannot pay the yearly fee, we cannot let him sit in the final exams." That night, Shabana couldn't sleep. She looked at Hamza, who was studying under the dim light of a lantern, and her heart ached. She whispered to herself, "How can I let poverty steal my child's dreams?" The next morning, she left for the city and found work as a cleaner in a restaurant. The job was harsh. She worked long hours, stood on her feet all day, scrubbed floors, and cleaned dishes until her fingers cracked. Yet she endured it all. Every rupee she earned went to Hamza's education. She often returned home late, exhausted and starving, but she carried a little packet of leftover food for her son, pretending she had eaten already. Hamza never realized the depth of her sacrifices. He only saw a mother who never let him feel poor, even though they were. Years went by. Hamza completed high school with top grades. He earned admission to a medical college in the city. The fees were unbelievably high. Shabana sold the small piece of land her husband had left behind. She even sold her only treasure, her wedding bangles, the last memory of her youth. People in the village mocked her, saying, "Why waste so much on education? Let him work in the fields like other boys." But Shabana ignored them. She carried in her heart a vision bigger than her pain. In the city, Hamza studied day and night. He wanted to make his mother proud. But he noticed how thin and pale she was becoming. Whenever he asked, she would brush it off, "I am fine, beta. Just a little tired." She never told him about the nights she coughed until dawn or the times she fainted from hunger at work. Finally, the day arrived when Hamza graduated as a doctor with distinction. He was offered a job at a prestigious hospital. Overjoyed, He rushed home, eager to hug his mother and tell her that her sacrifices had finally borne fruit. But when he entered their house, he found Shabana lying weak on the bed. She had been silently battling illness for months, hiding it from him so he wouldn't lose focus. Hamza's heart shattered. He held her frail hands and cried, "Ammi, why didn't you tell me? I could have helped you." With faint smile, Shabana whispered, "Because I didn't want to be your weakness, my son. I wanted to be your strength. Today, I am the happiest mother because you have achieved your dream." Hamza wept uncontrollably, promising, "No more pain, Ammi. From now on, I will give you every comfort you deserve." But destiny had its own plan. Just days after Hamza's first day as a doctor, Shabana passed away peacefully in her sleep. Her departure left a wound that never healed. Yet, Hamza remembered her words, "Be a light for others." He dedicated his life to serving the poor. He opened a free clinic in her memory, Shabana Care Center. No one who entered there was ever turned away for lack of money. Every patient he treated reminded him of his mother. He often stood by the clinic's entrance, looking at the sign with tears in his eyes, whispering, "This is all because of you, Ammi. Your sacrifice lives forever."